Peace and love. Welcome. My name is Jewel, and we're going to do a quick Lenormand reading for the air signs as we look at the beginning of the year to see where Spirit wants us to be or some of those things that might be on the horizon for us that we should be aware of. I'm going to be using the old style Lenormand and the Oracle cards. So let's go ahead and get started. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. All right, Spirit, what messages do you have for us to aid in our healing and our growth and moving forward as we head into the new year for the air signs, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, angels, ancestors, and give continuous thanks and honor to the Most High energy. All right, let's see. The bear, the star, the sun. That's a beautiful row there. The cross, the key, the tree, the letter, the child, and the book. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Messages coming in with the writer, a new way of living coming in with the writer, a new way of seeing things coming in with this energy, meeting new people, going new places. The writer deals with information coming into us, people coming in as well. Could have been some financial difficulties in the past here with the mice. Maybe things weren't flowing the way they should have been here with the fish. But Spirit is saying that's going to come to an end and there are happy times ahead with the clover. So this is like a really beautiful reading. Let's see where our focus should be before we actually get into the cards. Let's look at our oracle. We'll pull two so we can get an energy feel, and then we'll pull one at the end. All right, our energy as we head into the beginning of this new year. Air signs, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Let's see where we are. And I'm just healing from a sinus infection, so I have my tea. I might get a sip. All right, so we have execution. That's a serious energy here with all these delightful cards in front of us with the Lenormand. And then the oak. All right, so let's see here. Underneath it, we have the twins. So some Gemini energy here heavily. Some of us partnerships working with others. Some of us utilizing our dual natures, doing more than one thing, creating a life by doing more than one thing. That's where I'm at right now. So we have the execution card. So obviously we know that things are ending. We saw that earlier when we saw the coffin. So things are coming to an end for us. But that's a beautiful thing, right? We need things to end so new things can usher their way in. So the bear, the stars, and the sun. So something that you've worked on or something that you've put lots of time and effort into, because the bear deals with things that take time. You've put a lot of resources into this as well, because we want to think about the bear storing up those resources for hibernation. Those things are ready to come into fruition, or there's going to be success with them. You've allowed yourself to continuously be guided here with the stars, and you're working towards enlightenment or seeing those things realized with the sun energy, which is a beautiful top line here. Spirit is also saying the way to true success in life force energy, having a true bright life force energy, is to nurture the body here with the bear. So we want to make sure that we're caring for ourselves as we move into the new year with this energy. Underneath the bear, we have the cross and then the letter. So for some of us, the work that we do is of a spiritual nature, because we have the cross and we have the letters, so spiritual communications. So what I'm doing here is spiritual communications, but really it's whatever you do in whatever way. It doesn't have to be reading the cards, right? So also nurturing yourself through communicating with spirit here with the cross and the letter. Some of us are destined to receive some information that can bring about a serious change for us in our lives here with the cross and the letter. Something extremely important that's going to add to our foundation. For some of us, it's news about our family. Maybe there are changes within our family dynamics. For some of us, it could be our health. The tree deals with health. So important news about our health. Maybe we've had some difficulties in the past, but some important news is coming in that's going to bring about enlightenment and success when it comes to our health. It doesn't have to just be, it could be spiritual health as well. Whatever this means for you. Let's see. We have the stars, the key, and the child. So a beautiful, important new beginning is happening here with the child energy. Something that's fresh, something that's bright. Leaving this darkness behind with this execution. Even we have these two figures on this card. We have the woman who's, because the idea of the execution is something coming to an end. It's a bleak circumstance. It's something that brings about fear. But, we have the darkness here, and then we have the energy of the light. She's still tied up with the idea that there's hope. But leaving this behind, these ideas behind, and moving towards a more hopeful future is happening in these cards. Spirit wants you to listen to communication happening around you. Be aware of what's being said because your ancestors, your guides will give messages to you in many different ways. So you want to be aware here with the key. The key deals with knowledge. The book deals with knowledge as well. Spirit is also saying you have a lot of knowledge here. You're very intelligent. And whatever you do, whatever your gift is, there's a lot of knowledge in it. Not only that, there's a lot of time that's been put into it, a lot of effort. It's a gift here with the stars, something that's been gifted to you by your ancestors, by the Most High energy. Health will improve, spiritual health, emotional health, physical health with the sun. Things that were hidden with this darker energy will be brought to life when it comes to our spiritual health, enlightenment. This is giving me the energy of enlightenment with the stars and the sun here. The sun, the tree, and the book. Some of us have deep ancestral knowledge that we need to pull on in order to move forward into a new life, a new future. Okay, that means honoring and talking, communicating with our ancestors. Just on a practical level, some of us have some good news or need to maybe, some of us are doing research into family research. Some of us are researching things that might have been difficult when it comes to our health. Spirit is saying that you will get enlightenment on that as well. Just looking. Also, with this oak here, in this energy, this kind of gives me a masculine energy. Not really saying this is a masculine reading, it's not. But the idea of movement, strength, and movement. So maybe at a time where there wasn't any movement here with these figures, the execution, they're in bondage here. The idea that now we'll be in a position to move. We saw that earlier with the fish, the idea of flow, the things might not have been flowing here with the finances, lots of worries, lots of negative energy here with the mice. Could be dealing with negative people, negative environments. Any of those things work. The mice are just things that play on us, that cause grief, that can cause confusion, all those things. But now we're moving into a more powerful time here with the oak. We've planted the seeds here with this oak, with the bear as well. And we're ready to see those seeds come to life. Some of us, we are working on our foundations. We have the tree and we have this oak energy here. So our financial foundation should see an improvement as we move into the new year, or we're working towards an improvement for 2026. That should be our goal as we move into the new year. Getting that firm foundation, having our feet firmly planted on the ground, being grounded in who we are. Spirit is saying that that's the key. That's the enlightenment. That's the key as well. Also, I'm getting with this bottom row, don't take yourself for granted, right? Whatever you have to communicate, how you communicate with the world, how you communicate with others, it seems small or not important because we have this child energy here. But the spirit is saying that you have lots of deep knowledge. You want to think about the roots in the tree here, heading down to this book. That knowledge, that wisdom is so deep. It's heavily rooted, right? So don't discount yourself. But there's also a balance that has to happen here with the lightness that comes with the child, the seriousness of the energy that you have and that knowledge that you have, but also the lightness here that comes with the child, nurturing yourself as well, honoring yourself here with the sun, understanding your brightness with this energy, realizing that you're being guided here with the stars. Let's get a couple more cards. Let's just do 2 more. And then maybe I'll pull yes. We'll pull a crystal card just to see. So the volcano, all right? This gives me tower energy. There's also a nymph. So this makes me think of this childlike energy, this innocence that comes along with just being who you are, loving yourself in all your forms, being honest with how you portray yourself. That's the lightness of life. You know, it's heavy when you have to take on roles that aren't yours and take on personas that are not yours. That's the energy of the sun and the stars when we're living in lightness of who we are. We're loving ourselves. We're looking at those things that we want to change. We want to make changes to them. We want to move from the darkness to the light, but we still want to honor every place that we're in as well. Coming out of this energy with the cave, this particular figure is going in, right? And so sometimes we have to go inward to access this knowledge. There's nothing wrong with having time alone. There's nothing wrong with having time to yourself to heal, having time to communicate with your ancestors, to communicate with yourself. For some you have to go into a period of darkness, right, in order to emerge out on the other side of the light. But Spirit is saying we're bringing some things to an end, so we want to be prepared for them. Also, this volcano energy. Give me a minute. Let me get a sip of my tea. It makes me think about delighting in passions. Things that we are passionate about, things that bring us that fire, that wands energy, that heat. That's what creates the movement, right? If we're not feeling that passion, that passionate energy, we're not going to move towards that desired result. We're going to stay complacent. We're going to stay in this dark energy, stay in bondage. So Spirit wants you to move towards your passions, to acknowledge them, right? With the sun energy, and to allow it to flow. Be who you are. Plant those seeds here with the oak. When you plant those seeds, you have to be strong. You know, you have to be prepared for what's going to sprout. Keep in mind that whatever's going to sprout is for you. All right, let's see here. What message as we end this reading? So self-confidence, root and sacral chakras. It goes back to that volcano energy. Because we have this fire energy here with the carnelian. The carnelian deals with courage. And then we also have connecting here with our spirit guides. So we talked earlier about communicating, making sure that we're always in communication, balancing, caring for our bodies as well. This is talking about the throat chakra. So balancing, caring for our bodies, but also putting ourselves in a position where we're speaking the truth at all times. We're walking and honoring ourselves by being in our truth. But being confident in who you are and how you speak, being confident in the vision that you have for yourself, being confident in what brings you fire, what brings you joy, that passionate energy, being confident in how you present yourself to others. You know, with the writer. The writer could be you, you know, moving into a new situation, leaving these things behind, going into the new year more powerful here. These are powerful cards. We have the cross here. You're destined to do something beautiful. You're destined to love yourself. And by loving yourself to your fullness, you open up those portals right here on earth, to that future that you want for yourself, right? To that present that you want for yourself. We have the stars here. You're being guided. You have to trust in that. The sun here, you're being enlightened, all right? And you're bringing enlightenment to others as well with this communication in that way that's right for you. All right, we all communicate differently. We all have different gifts, right? Spirit is said to remain strong as we head into the new year. Continue to nurture those gifts. Continue to nurture yourself. And whatever you've put that time into, whatever you've created and laid that foundation for, we have the tree out here. So we know there's a firm foundation. Spirit is saying that there's power behind it and there's success behind it. You just have to have faith in it. All right? Peace.